Every award in this room carries Jack Carter's name. Too bad my hands built half of them.
I knew every move in his performance. The modest smile, the humble shrug, the part where my work disappeared into his story. 3 years. Every round of applause adds another bar to the cage.
There you are, hiding from your adoring fans.
Just taking a breather. You're the star tonight.
We are the stars. My vision wouldn't be half of what it is without your magic touch, darling.
He always knew how to make a dismissal sound like devotion.
Our team, our dream.
By the time we got home, the applause was gone. The emptiness stayed.
Another triumph. Ocean View is next. Bigger, more prestigious. It's going to be another us project, Leah. I can feel it.
I had some thoughts about the initial layout for Ocean View. Maybe we could integrate more green spaces, blur the line between inside
Totally. We'll brainstorm later. Right now, let me handle the client relations and the overall vision. You're the genius with the details, love. That's where you shine. My success is your success. Remember that.
The cage was beautiful. That was the problem. It made staying look like love.
I could still feel the bars. And for the first time in years, I wanted to bend them.
Search what occasion you're going to fear never.
We can refine the concept, push it further.
We need something groundbreaking.
They want ocean views. I want them to live with the ocean.
This is more than a design. This is me. Mine. Just for one night, let it be mine.
There's my secret weapon. What magic have you woven for me this time?
I had an idea about integrating the landscape, making the spaces feel lived in, not just displayed.
Leah, this is incredible, truly. This is exactly what we need. Bold, fresh. This is the heart of the Ocean View proposal. You focus on developing the visuals, I'll handle the client-facing side, prep the board, frame the narrative around this. Our narrative.
Jack, I'd like to be involved in those meetings. This concept has nuances I should explain.
Darling, you know how these old school developers can be. They see a young, talented woman with a brilliant but unconventional idea, and they get nervous. They need the solid, reliable front. That's me. I'll be your champion in that room.
Trust me, this is how we win.
Okay.
My concept of blurring the boundaries, my focus on experiential luxury. Think gebeurde het stil en luid zijn.
The core of my vision for Ocean View is this radical integration of the natural environment. It's not just about the view, David. It's about living the coastal experience. Native landscaping, seamless indoor-outdoor flow, revolutionary.
He isn't sharing it. He's replacing me.
I heard you talking to David today about the Ocean View concept.
Oh? Yeah. Just getting him on board. He loved it.
You said it was your vision. The landscaping, the indoor-outdoor flow, those were my ideas.
Leah, honey, come on. Of course they're your ideas. But in a high-stakes game like this, perception is everything. The clients need a single, strong, unified vision. They need a leader. My name, my reputation, that's the vessel that carries our ideas to the finish line.
It felt like you were erasing me.
Erasing you? God, no. I'm celebrating you. I'm just doing it in a way that works in the real world. Be realistic. This is how the industry works. It's strategic. Leah. My concept for Ocean View is rooted in seamless integration, experiential luxury, a new way of living the coast. My. Miss Carter, this transition here, the tile gradient, the ceiling slope jutting the eye outward, that's not just a door, that's choreography. That was your insight, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. The intent was to make the movement between spaces feel inevitable, not like a threshold.
It's excellent work. It shows a deep understanding of how people actually inhabit a space, not just how it looks on a page. Please, continue, Jack. The model is exceptional, Miss Carter. The skill is evident. If you ever wish to discuss your approach to spatial harmony further, my office is always open.
He saw me.
hell was that, Leah?
What was what, Jack?
That. With Thorne. You undermining me in front of a billion-dollar client?
He asked me a direct question about my work. I answered it.
Our work. There is no your work in that room. There is only our work. Or did you forget that the second a man with a bigger bank account paid you a compliment?
He saw the work, Jack. He saw the detail. He saw me. No one ever does that when you're in the room.
God, Leah, is that what this is about? You feel unseen? I see you every day, more than anyone. But my job is to protect that genius, to create a world where it can thrive without being chewed up by sharks like Thorne. That moment today scared me. It felt like I was losing you, like you were looking for an exit. Tell you what, Ocean View is our biggest break. After we land this, everything changes. No more silent partner. I'll make you a full partner in the firm. Your name on the door, Carter and Carter. We'll announce it together. It will be your turn to shine, Leah. I promise.
Trust me. It will be your turn to shine.
After we land this, after I give him one more thing, after I disappear again.
This wasn't strategy. This was betrayal with a timestamp. If he can erase me that cleanly, then I owe him nothing now.
Leah, you're up early.
I saw the final submission file.
Oh, good. It's locked and loaded. We're ready to knock their socks
You're
off.
ready. A Vision by Jack Carner. Bold title for a vision you spent weeks dismissing until you realized it was brilliant enough to steal.
Leah, let's not be dramatic. It's branding, a unified front.
It's every page, Jack. No mention of me anywhere. After you promised me a partnership, after you begged for my trust, you didn't just take my work. You tried to erase me.
Erase you? I'm building you. My name gets us in the door. My reputation gets us the meeting. Your designs are nothing without the credibility I provide.
My designs are nothing? The designs that are about to win you the biggest contract of your career? The designs that made Marcus Thorne look directly at me? If my work is so worthless without your credibility, why are you so desperate to claim it as your own?
This is how the world works. It's about power. It's about perception. I'm the face of this firm. I'm the one who carries the risk.
And I'm the silent engine you don't have to pay or credit, the convenient wife?
What do you want from me, Leah? A gold star? This is business. This is our life. I'm doing what needs to be done for us.
No, you're doing what needs to be done for you. There is no us. Not anymore.
So what are you going to do? Go to the partners? Tell them the poor little wife did all the work? They'll pat you on the head and send you home. You have no proof. It's your word against mine. And my word carries a hell of a lot more weight.
Where are you going?
You're right about one thing. It is my word against yours.
I'm gonna make sure my work speaks for itself. And when it does, everyone will know it was never your word to begin with.
I didn't slam the door. I didn't need to. Leaving was loud enough. Freedom did not feel noble at first. It felt beige, airless, terrifying. I cried for the marriage, for the work, for the woman who kept shrinking herself and called it loyalty. What have I done? Who am I without him? For 10 years, my name had been stitched to his: wife, designer, support. Without those labels, I felt like smoke.
You have no proof. It's your word against mine. He kept talking in my head even after I left him behind.
Maybe he's right. Maybe I'm just a skein wife in a room no one will remember. He stole my work. He didn't steal my ability to make more. By dawn, the panic had burned down to one stubborn fact. The abyss was still there. But I wasn't falling anymore. I was standing at its edge. It was time for the city to wake up. It was time for me to do the same. Then my phone lit up with an unknown number.
Eleanor Vance. Leah Carter? This is Eleanor Vance, Mr. Thorne's executive assistant. Mr. Thorne was wondering if you might be available for a brief, informal coffee. He was impressed by your perspective on spatial harmony.
Leah Carter. When?
Tomorrow at 3. The observataving, atop the Apex Tower.
Yes. I'll be there.
Miss Carter, thank you for coming.
I assume you're aware Carter & Associates submitted their proposal for Ocean View yesterday?
I am.
It's a remarkable piece of work. The core concept is truly exceptional. The presentation was interesting. Mr. Carter was persuasive. But when pressed on specifics, his answers lacked the conviction of the drawings. It felt like he was describing a car he'd been given the keys to but hadn't built himself.
That's because he didn't build it. I did.
I see. And what do you intend to do now, Miss Carter? Now that the car you built is being driven by someone else?
I don't know.
Proof comes in many forms. Sometimes it's a paper trail. Sometimes it's the simple truth of a person's character versus their work.
In our world, my word doesn't carry much weight.
The industry is a small town, Miss Carter. People talk. They've noticed your absence, and they've noticed the gap between Jack's pitch and the depth of the designs. David, for instance. He asked me after the presentation whether the soul of those designs could be replicated without their original architect.
David asked that?
I told him true artistry is unique, irreplaceable. The whispers are starting, Leah. They're quiet, but they're there. The question isn't if you have proof. The question is what you'll do when you're ready to be heard. My office is always open, but the first step is always your own.
Thank you.
They know.
I didn't need to scream. I needed my voice back. The truth could do the rest. If people were already whispering, then maybe it was time to give them something real to hear. Once I stopped drowning, I started documenting. Not feelings, facts. Maybe it's not a case yet, but it's a record, and records survive liars.
Miss Carter, I have a proposition for you. Are you free to meet at my office this afternoon?
Yes.
It didn't feel like a throne room. It felt like a place where decisions were made by people who respected what they built.
I'll be direct. Ocean View is proceeding with Carter and Associates. The board was swayed by the designs, and Jack's performance was adequate, but I have reservations about the execution and about the ethics of the source. I have another project, smaller than Ocean View, but more ambitious, the Aegis. A community for artists and innovators. The challenge is to honor its history while creating something entirely new.
It was everything Ocean View wasn't. Less polished, more alive.
The designs we have are competent, but they lack soul. I showed the Ocean View portfolio to my team. The consensus was simple. The talent that understands how space can inspire is what the Aegis needs, Leah. But I am Maraki Ahmed is like to fight Jack for me. That is your choice, on your terms. The Aegis is yours if you want it. Submit a concept proposal. Show me what you can do when you are the architect of your own vision. No partners, no shadows.
It would be an honor, Mr. Thorne.
Good. The deadline is in 4 weeks. My team will provide the resources. And Leah, this proposal isn't for me or the board. It's for you. Make it something you are proud of.
The first thing I needed was space. Not metaphorical space. Actual walls that belonged to me.
Who are you to do this alone? You're the detail person. You need a leader.
What were you? What can you become?
Mine. Fully. Finally. Hello, Jack.
We need to talk.
There's nothing left to say, Jack.
Like hell there isn't. David just called. He's heard rumors you're working on a competing project for Thorn. Is that true? Are you that desperate to sabotage me?
I'm not working on a competing project. I'm working on my project. It has nothing to do with you.
Don't play semantic games with me. You're leveraging my work, my client connections.
Your work? The work you submitted as your vision by Jack Carter? Tell me, which part did you conceive? The grading? The threshold material? Or just the part where you put your name on my labor?
You have no right. You walk away from our marriage, from our company, and think you can steal my ideas?
I'm not stealing anything from you, Jack. I'm taking back what was always mine. My talent, my vision, my name. You don't get to negotiate my silence anymore. The narrative is mine now.
You'll ruin us. You'll ruin everything we built.
We built nothing. You built a pedestal for yourself using my work as the foundation. I'm just finally stepping off.
You'll regret this. You'll be nothing without me.
No, Jack. I finally get to be something besides your wife.
Ocean represents a new paradigm in coastal living. Unprecedented luxury. Unprecedented luxury. Boundary-pushing design.
Can you elaborate on the sustainable draining strategy for the cliffside grading?
Absolutely. The larger aesthetic pigeon integrates those systems seamlessly into the guest experience.
And the load-bearing calculations for the cantilevered pools?
My engineering team can provide the technical breakdown and follow-up.
I spent a week at the Aegis site. Not with a tape measure, with a sketchbook. I listened to what the old bricks had to say. These sightlines are designed for accidental collaboration. These materials are reclaimed not to save money, but to keep memory in the walls. This space becomes a gallery one night and a dance Michel the next, because creativity doesn't live in one form.
How did you preserve the industrial integrity while opening circulation?
By treating history as structure, not decoration. I spent a week at the Aegis site. Not with a tape measure, with a sketchbook. I listened to what the old bricks had to say. These sightlines are designed for accidental collaboration. These materials are reclaimed not to save money, but to keep memory in the walls. This space becomes a gallery one night and a dance Michel the next, because creativity doesn't live in one form.
How did you preserve the industrial integrity while opening circulation?
By treating history as structure, not decoration. The Aegis isn't just a design, it's a declaration. Spaces should be built not just for looking at, but for living in. Not for prestige, but for people.
Thank you, Sarah. Drink soon and tell the team the future is looking bright. Jack.
Leah. I saw the press release. Congratulations.
Thank you.
David resigned today. He's starting his own firm. Took 2 junior designers with him. Said he wanted to get back to real architecture. The Thorn Group put Ocean View on hold. Indefinite review. They're asking questions I can't answer. I was so afraid, Leah, afraid of being ordinary, of being just another talented guy in a city full of them. And your talent was so effortless. I was terrified it would outshine me. So I tried to hide it, control it, make it mine. And I made the biggest mistake of my life. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I don't deserve it. I just needed you to know it wasn't because you weren't good enough. It was because I was terrified you were better.
So it was never my lack. It was his fear. Goodbye, Jack.
Goodbye, Leah.
Six months later, the chaos looked different. Not like collapse, like growth. The frantic edge was gone. What replaced it was better. Rhythm, confidence, ownership.
Am I interrupting?
Never. Just finalizing the planting scheme for the courtyard. I want it to feel like a natural extension of the studios.
A housewarming gift for the new office? I heard you signed the lease next door.
I did. Starting next month, I need more space for the team. I wasn't just building a project anymore. I was building a practice. My practice.
The flow from the ceramic studio to the shared garden is brilliant. It forces exactly the kind of interaction the whole project is. Are you ready for the site visit with the contractors this afternoon?
I am. I want to walk them through the materiality myself. It has to be right.
I have no doubt
What stood between us now wasn't uncertainty. It was patience, respect, the knowledge that good foundations matter.
Resilient, low maintenance, hard to kill. A good choice.
The gilded cage was gone, melted down into tools. Every bar had become something useful in my hands. I used to build beautiful prisons for someone else's dream. Now I build worlds people can actually live in, starting with my own.